you go onto your Instagram DMs right now and you go into, there's primary, general, then the third box is requests. Hit your requests. Okay, have a look at this. It will blow your mind right now. Anyone who's doing it at home. If you hit request, it comes up in an order of descending order and it's systematically listed, which means it is listed by the person's following. So it says Natasha Graziano, and then next to it, it'll have a blue tick if I've got a blue tick. And then underneath me, it will say 7 million followers. Underneath me will be the next person who's messaged you, who has the next biggest following next to me. So they might have 5 million followers. Then it goes right down to 300K, 20K, 10K. Now, if you're in the small box at the bottom, your messages aren't even showing up.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the D2D podcast. And today I have a very special friend, soul sister, and she is going to crush D2D Con. So pay attention. She's one of our keynote speakers. She is one of the big female, biggest speakers, best speakers rated by Forbes under 40 as a female speaker in motivation and mindset. She has over 7 million followers on Instagram, and she has helped millions of people and mindset and coached and inspired so many people to just be a better human being and manifesting their true dreams to come to reality. And I'm very honored and privileged to have built this relationship. And it's a new relationship I know is going to go on to do many cool things together. Even her husband's playing in our 3-on-3 basketball tournament come D2D Con. So that'll be epic. And he's going to be speaking at the VIP dinner. And he's somebody that's traveled around the world to every single country. And so anyway, introducing the one and only Natasha. What's up, girl?
My soul brother, I cannot believe it. Born on the same birthday. What are the chances? On the exact same year. I mean, the only difference might be the time that we were born, but apart from that,
it's nuts. It's nuts. And so that's why when we just were like, wow, the Enneagrams and all the other like things, I'm sure it's like, oh, we like just since we got to know each other, it's been so fun to see your energy and mine just very similar. You're just put in a more pretty female body and I am just stuck in this like, who knows, raspy little man. So I want to hear your story. So you went from, yeah, I guess let's rewind. At what point were you like, all right, I'm going to be a freaking badass and boss babe that just goes and changes the world? Like, where did this all kind of stem from?
You know, the truth is, it was when I was in my worst place. It was when I was really lonely, sad. I had an illness at the time. I was in a bad place. I'd lost my full sparkle. I'd lost my sense of me. It stemmed out of my why. It came when I was broke. I was homeless. I was literally at the point of there is no more for me in this world. I was in such a negative place, negative mindset, and I wanted to find a way out. I wanted to find a cure, and I'll tell you what happened. This is the pinnacle moment. I was in South Africa at my parents when they were getting married, and we'd all flown there to be there. Me having the illness, I just got over the being homeless part, gone back into being with my family. Okay, I'm a single mom. I've lost all my money in my career. Just giving you some background on what had happened. I get to South Africa with them. They take me. They're like, you've got to come and walk your mom down the aisle, be there for her with your other siblings. And I can barely do it. I'm on heart medication. I get there and I'm literally like, the anxiety that I had because of the medication as well, and the illness was so high, so bad. Anyway, I finally managed to get down the aisle and I collapsed on the bed after. And I put on a song in the background, a motivational speech by Denzel Washington. I'm listening to it and I walked to the mirror in my bathroom, black pouring down my face of makeup, standing in front of the mirror and looking at myself saying, what is happening? And then the voice of Denzel starts to speak to me. This big motivational speech starts to almost preach over me life. And I hear it and then I hear and miss that, this voice saying, you're going to be a motivational speaker. And I was like, what Me? Look at me. I've lost my full sparkle. I'm never going to have me back again. But the crazy thing that happened in this moment was I then found this ray of light. And every day you get a choice, right? Whether you're going to focus on the negative and get stuck in a bad mood, or whether you're going to get stuck in a good mood. And then if you focus on that ray of light that you see every day, that one flicker of light, if you focus on that and you follow it through, you could maintain that good mood, that good feeling just a little bit longer every day. And that one flicker that came on right there, I started preaching life over myself and saying to myself, this is only temporary. You are destined for greatness. The words that I teach my clients to say over themselves in the mirror. It's a mirror exercise, right? And I started saying to myself, you are going to do great things. You are going to do better than this. This is only temporary. This illness is not you. It does not belong to you. Get rid of it. Leave it behind now. Step into your glory. Step into your greatness and become who you're meant to be, who you're destined to be, what your birthright is. And I'm like preaching these words over myself. And that was the start of my journey. That was when I said, I got to go out there, but I don't only want to come back as normal and back to where I was before, because it's not about who I was before. It's not about who you were before your trauma or your COVID experience or whatever you went through during quarantine. It's not about who you were before it. It's about who you are after it, about who you are now after the door-to-door event. Who are you now after you've been through that, after you've had that breakthrough? Who are you now? And that is what I knew. And I wanted to come out of it and go on to, I made a deal with the universe that if the universe showed me how to heal myself, that I would go on to share that with the world, that I would go on not only to heal myself, but I would go on and make every day my assignment, my mission to spread how I healed myself with the world. And literally there and before me dropped into the palms of my hands after lots of reading over 1,000 self-development books. And I would do this and it went on and on. I've been doing that for years anyway. And I would study, lots of deep study, learning about different techniques. I'll tell you about my MBS in a bit, but basically where did this come from? This urge, suddenly that method falls into my hands through various different things that happened to me. And my MBS method was born. And then I went on to share that with the world and say, I'm going to share this with 100 million people by December the 30th, 2030.
Wow. That's inspiring. I mean, it just simple. You applied the very basic version or the simple form that we've all been taught of manifesting. And you look at you now and it's like you're on your journey to that 100 million, you know, and what's funny is so many people, I had this reframe the other day and it might be actually the new company name. And I've never shared this with anyone. So I'm saying this as a hesitant pause if you're listening to this, but you know, we were talking about like 100 million or, you know, I'm going to share this with 7 million, you know, XYZ. And I kept saying, I was like, why limit it to that? Why limit it? Like, why, what if it's only 50 million? Like, does that mean you weren't enough? Like, you know, and we started talking through this of like chasing versus just being in the present. And then I simply said, what if it's not 10X? What if it's infinite? And I said, what if there's just infinite possibility, and however that unfolds, I'm just committed every day to giving my gift and giving my best and giving my full ultimate sparkle. I love the word sparkle that you bring in, and it's just like, I am going to shine for the world and I plan to change it and help those that are ready to be changed. And yes.
You know it. And when you're doing it, no, you haven't not achieved if you only get half of that number. That's half more than you are now, because right now, whoever's listening, if you've only hit one person in your business, if you only reach one person, then if you aim to reach 20 by the end of the year and you only get to 10, well done. That's 9 more than you did now. It's about striving that extra bit. It's about going that little bit further. It's about saying, I can do it and I'm going to go for it. And check this out. I'll give you a great tip. Write this down. If you do 3 small goals a day towards your main goal, 3 small goals a day towards your main goal, and you break it down. So if your main goal is, I want to sell more of this product, I want to sell more of this service that we offer, okay? Ultimately, you'll title that and you want to sell 10 million of those products by the end of the year or maybe the month, whatever it is. Then underneath it, you want to break that down to lots of smaller tasks. Choose 3 and do 3 a day. And guess what? At the end of the year, that's 1,096 goals a year. And what does that mean? You are 1,096 steps closer. And we're talking steps, big steps. Honey, your side hustle is your main hustle now. Your whole vibe is happening. Everything that you want is already yours. 1,096 steps. I mean, that's a full business plan happened. And generating cash and funds. And then you want to align what you're doing with the greater good and think of how it's benefiting people. Because I'll tell you this much, money is just a byproduct of success. Success is what you strive for, and then how are you helping people? How is your product or service benefiting somebody else's life? That you're solving for the more success you have, and therefore the more money you'll have. A, B, C. And so if you can step into understanding your own greatness and having no limitations around you, because the only limitations are those limitations that we put in the walls of our own mind. Crash in the middle of this thing. You don't want that. You want to remove those walls. You want to remove those limitations, baby. You want to say, I know where I want to go. This is where I want to go. And I believe I can go there. And you know what? I'm going to connect it. I'm going to help people. The more problems I'm solving, the more money I'm going to make. The more problems I solve every day for people, the more value I'm offering to their life. Let me ask you something every single day and answer this honestly. Are you offering value to people's lives? Are you offering people more value to their health, to better their business, to be more like you, or not? Because if you are not offering value to people's lives, helping them to better their life, helping them to be more like you, helping them to improve their health, whatever it might be, then really is it really something that's in alignment with your purpose? And maybe not, maybe it's just a cash thing. But I would ask you to really think about what you're doing, and does it help people? Does it benefit people? Because that is true manifestation. That is true living, true purpose, and true fulfillment.
I love that. Amen, girl. Amen. I feel like I'm in a sermon right now. I'm like, all right, if you're listening to this, please pull out your scriptures to Matthew 6. And no, I'm just kidding. I'm like, preacher, preach, woman. I'm loving it. I get
that so much. And you know, the incredible thing, I speak without dogma and religion. And it sounds like you're in a non-religious church. And look, I believe in God. I don't put my beliefs onto anyone else, though. But what I do know is it is all the same thing. With any scripture, with anything, it's all the same things: kindness, forgiveness, gratitude,
love,
help more people.
Love. I've gone through an interesting journey around just beliefs over the last year, and I've just realized it's like, wow, we are putting bounds so often to spirituality, when in reality it's just like you said, it's the same principles taught in a self-help book as it's taught in a scripture, as it's taught in a podcast, as it's taught around your whole manifesting, creating realities, to expressing love and serving mankind. And you know, it's like there's just this element of a higher law that I hope the world is ready to wake up to, because I think that everyone out there is kind of trapped in this like judgment zone. And I think a lot of times religions create this, you're wrong, I'm right, I'm judging you, I should throw, you know, and we get sucked into that. And I'm not saying that, what I'm saying is it masks the higher law a lot of times, which is just love and do good and serve and love everyone. And anyway, so I love it. So let's shift gears a little bit. You are speaking at D2D Con. Give us a little flavor of like, why are you excited about that event? Like, why are you like, damn, like door-to-door people, like, why, like, freak, you're going to fly in from Europe and change our world and community. When you first heard about this event, what got you excited, and what, maybe give us a little taste of what you're going to be speaking on maybe.
I love it. When I first, knew I was going to speak at D2D, I was beyond excited. It's an event which is world-renowned. The best of the best entrepreneurs have been to it. It's some, people like Ed Milet, and I can't remember who else said it was their favorite stage they've ever, audience they've ever spoken to. There are so many people who adore speaking on these stages because there is such an incredible energy in the audience. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to actually learn and be there and be a part of it and speak with people who are there, coming all that way, they're traveling too maybe, and understand people's values and where they want to go, and help them connect to their purpose, help them connect their business and their purpose, help them to have more influence and impact in the world, build their social media up, scale it, how to understand aligning all the parts of your mindset, because 80% of it is in the mindset, 20% is in the action. So I want to show people how they can have more influence and impact, but using their mindset to get going. That's like the ammunition. That's like the accelerator, the authority accelerator to begin. That might even be the name of my talk. And then after that, After you understand how to unlock that key to getting what it is you want, now apply that method into an action plan. Action plan was the name of my first book. Okay. So what you want to do is understand how to accelerate now and have more impact and income in the world, creating your own business within a business if you want, or your own business, scaling it on social media, hitting more people, and becoming a thought leader, an influencer in your field. So when people say, who's the best car salesman? Well, we know who that is. Who's the best roofing guy? We know who that is. Who's the best guy in construction? We know who that is. You want to know those people, like the interior designers. I know when I go to LA that I'm going to hit up A, B, or C, because I know who they are. They've done this house, they've done that house, they've done Leonardo's, Kardashians, whatever. So I understand which designer I would go to. You want to have that. You want to be the authority in your field, because let me show you one thing, which is freaking nuts. If you go onto your Instagram DMs right now and you go into, there's primary, general, then the third box is requests. Hit your requests. Okay, have a look at this. It will blow your mind right now, anyone who's doing it at home. If you hit requests, it comes up in an order of descending order, and it's systematically listed, which means it is listed by the person's following. So it says Natasha Graziano, and then next to it, it'll have a blue tick if I've got a blue tick. And then underneath me, it will say 7 million followers. Underneath me will be the next person who's messaged you, who has the next biggest following next to me. So they might have 5 million followers. Then it goes right down to 300K, 20K, 10K. Now, if you're in the small box at the bottom, your messages aren't even showing up in the people's inboxes where they should be. I'm at everyone's top of their inbox, unless someone's coming in there with like a 20 million following or whatever. So I want to be hitting it right at the top every single time. Every door that I've ever knocked on has been digital. Every single door. I knocked on 50 doors a day. That's over 18,000 doors a year. 18,000 doors a year I knocked on. And do you know what I did? I digitally knocked. I sent them a DM, and you know what? They answered. Why did they answer to me? Because there was a blue tick next to my name and the word and the letter M, which means, millions of followers. When you have your name and you knock on someone's door and say, hey, what's up? I want to collaborate with you. The answer is always fuck yes. And that's where you want to be. You want to be in the hell yes section. You want to be where they do not even debate it. When I got my show off the ground, I didn't even have a podcast. I created a show on my Instagram. And the very first guest I ever had was this awesome guy called Dave Meltzer, who I'm speaking with next week at another conference. And the point is, in this, all those people say yes. So then I had Tom Billy on the show. Great. He's also at the event, at Door to Door with you. I'm so excited. I had some incredible speakers on there. There's so many people that are at your event that I had on there, Jim Quick, Jesse, guys, they've all been on my show. And then either some of them I ended up masterminding with later or became, but anyone can do it. You don't have to be a star. Anyone can do this. Just understand how to get a bigger following, how to have more authority in your field. And I'll tell you what people look for. It's just 3 things I'm about to tell you. I'm going to write these down. But when you do that, that's how it starts. And I didn't know that these guys would say yes, but they're going to say yes because of that. This show, 150 episodes later on my Instagram, 1 year later, turned into a top-rated podcast. And I'm still humbled by it. I'm like, how is my show already top-rated? It's been out for like a matter of months. Because my people who I've gone there are phenomenal, and it starts drawing it in. I'm leveraging what I have, and they're leveraging what they have. Do you understand? It's leverage. So here's my final thing for you, which you're going to learn. 3 things people look for. Are you ready? 1, what value are you offering? So what value are you offering through your business? Like I just spoke about, how are you helping people solve problems? But they want to see what value you're offering on that post on Instagram. They want to see what you are serving to the world. That could be in your website, in your promotions, everywhere. What value are you offering? Number 2, where have they seen you? So when I land on your page, because Instagram's new business card, I literally land on your page and I'm like, let me see who they're alongside. Whoa, they're alongside this guy, that guy, this guy, that. When I first came to Sam, I was like, whoa, he works with everyone. This guy's a fucking genius. I have to work with him. I was like, yes, it was a winner because I could see, sorry, that's part 3. Who have you been alongside? So that made me trust you. And then where have I seen you? What publications? So what publications are you in? Where do they trust you? So 1, what value are you offering? 2, where have they seen you? That's the publications. Like, where do they trust you? If I've been in this one, that one, people are going to trust me more. If you're not seen in publications, people don't always know that it's a reputable company. Think about it when you're booking an Airbnb. When you book something online, you go with the one that's got big reviews, right? Makes you feel better. And so it's the same with the press. If you've been all over the press, people are just going to trust you more. And then 3, who have they seen you alongside? Who are you associated with? So when you see that someone is associated with someone else that you already trust, it makes you want to follow them, makes you want to buy from them. And every single time someone presses follow, they become a sticky follower and they follow you. But if they come to your page, it's quite frankly like a dating app. If they come to your page and you do not have a lit following, you do not have something going on that is offering them huge value, some numbers to back it up to say, yeah, they're really legit, people will not follow you. They'll do this, like a dating app, swipe. And they'll swipe to the next page because your competitor has more followers than you. So they trust it that little bit more. So it's the bandwagon effect. They want to see when they come to your page, you've got loads of followers, and then they'll follow you.
And a lot of people don't recognize how important that is when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to, you know, really credibility with the homeowner, when you're in there selling, when you're coming to leadership, you know, when you're coming from a place of authority, if you come in and say, hey, you guys, you should all do this, just based on your influence, naturally we're going to be like, oh yeah, she's probably right because she has so much. She's written a book, she's been this, she's done this, she knows these people. And it makes the process of selling way easier, or the process of getting people to do what you want them to do way easier. Like you said earlier, like I was DMing these people showing up in a place of influence versus the low scraps. And they were like, yeah, I'll open my doors to a person like you. And I think a lot of people underestimate that power, and it takes time. So like, you know, a lot of people, they're like, oh, I missed the bandwagon. Oh, it's a has-been. I wish I would have started this 5 years ago. But I think that we need to change that reframe and being like, no, you can start now. Like you can start being somebody of influence today. You know what I mean? It's just, and it takes time, right? So it's not like, boom, everyone loves your video that you just put out, and maybe one goes viral, maybe you catches on. Like, but I guess what advice would you give somebody that maybe is feeling a little discouraged? They're a year in, they still only get 100 people to watch their videos, you know, and they're just like, I'm doing it. What advice would you give that person?
So if you are, you know, you're like, oh, you just feel like that struggle every day. You feel stuck with it. You feel like unmotivated with it. For you, what I'm going to tell you is come to the conference and you're going to come learn from these geniuses I'm going to be speaking alongside. And hey, I may even throw in a few really great tangible tips for you, which are going to change your life. Things which I have not revealed before, things which you can take away. I may even give you a free gift, which is exclusive to the D2D conference. But let me give you something right now. When you're stuck in that place, when you feel like I just don't know what to do, or you miss the bandwagon, either way, let me tell you, if you have perseverance with it and you just change your angle and you look at it from the audience perspective, you look at it from your viewer's perspective, right? You sell the result, not the product. You sell the result. So what is it you're selling? But look at that as the viewer, and can they see the result on your page? Can they visually see what they are buying when they follow you? The importance of that, people have no idea around. And is there a call to action on it? The funny thing is, if you feel like you're getting no traction with it, it's because you are not utilizing your audience. The biggest thing people fail at is the first hurdle. Is it a two-way conversation? Have you made it a two-way dialogue versus a one-way dialogue? Most people just post. They don't realize you can do all your market research from your Instagram. I did my entire market research for my book. 99.8% said this particular title of my book, Be It Till You Become It. They all wanted the title of Be It Till You Become It versus anything else. It was amazing. And I had to go through that, but I used my audience to leverage and understand where I wanted to go with the publisher, etc. So you can do that same thing, but you've got to make it a two-way dialogue. So you can ask them, hey guys, in your story, check this out. I'm going to throw one amazing tip away for you right here. Hey guys, I'm thinking of creating this new product. What do you think about it? And then underneath that, you put a yes or a no poll. And then you could change the wording from yes or no to love that, I would buy it, or not really interested. And then if you get a massive list within 24 hours on that story, and I can show you how to do that. If you get a massive list on that yes button, you're going to know that product's wanted by your audience. Now you know you're going to go sell. And hey, let me tell you one further thing. That whole list who said, yes, I want that service, guess what? You can go send them a DM and sell to them tomorrow. So you've got a whole new client base just from one little Instagram post. I'm going to show you how to do 6 figures from your DM. I'm going to show you how to do 6 figures from your Instagram story. But I want to show you how to have more purpose and impact in the world and use your influence for the greater good too.
Love that. I love that. Well, one more question, because I know I want to be sensitive of your time, and I know you've got another appointment you got to run to, and I do too. I guess my one piece of advice, I guess one good piece of advice for somebody that maybe is feeling a little bit where you were when you were kind of homeless and you had really no hope. You were in a bad relationship. You were, mentally not there. And like somebody's going through a slump like that and they feel like, man, I have lost my sparkle. And we talked about this. Both of us have gone through our own single, separations. But I guess, yeah, somebody's like, I don't have my sparkle and I'm kind of waking up to that. What advice would you give them?
So when you lose your sparkle, it can be very daunting because you were once somebody with your own full sparkle. And so don't get lost into the wording of your own self. Don't get lost into the negative self-talk. Because if you get lost into that downward spiral, you're just going to continue further down. So when you feel like you've lost your sparkle, you have to apply a new shift in your mindset. You have to apply something new to build the neural pathways in the brain to a new belief system. Okay, so you have to start doing something different. So start reading different books, start researching things that you want to do. You've got to find the light, like I said, at the end of the tunnel and focus on it. And you may see it for just 2 minutes a day. You may see it for 2 hours a day, but when you see that glimmer of light that makes you feel good, hang on to it with all your might. Hang on to it and let it take you to your next place and just go with that flow and say, I am going to go with this right now. And every day it will get longer and longer and longer. And that ray of light will grow and you will feel good and you'll feel better, but you've got to take that little bit of sparkle and go with it. You've got to do methods, techniques like meditation, like maybe my MBS method, meditational behavioral synchronicity. It's a bit like NLP and all these things combined. You don't have to do mine. You can do anything you want, but you've got to do things that really go in at a deeper subconscious level because that's where it all stems from your subconscious mind. Everything you're experiencing in your outer reality is a direct reflection of your inner beliefs. And it's all about what's going on in your subconscious mind. So in your subconscious mind, if you have a negative belief system, then your reticular activating system in your brain, which filters 2 million bits of data every second, the colors, the sounds, and things you see, it's basically going to show you evidence around you to prove that your belief system is real. So, what if you're thinking every day, I can't do this anymore. I've lost my full sparkle. I'm never going to be me again. Well, you know what? Your reticular activating system is going to continue to show you evidence around you to prove that your belief system is real. So you've got to switch that belief system, even if you don't believe it. Hence, my book is called Be It Until You Become It. You have to literally switch your mindset into a new place, into a new feeling, and that is building those pathways, strengthening those pathways in your brain, and then your reticular activating system will respond and show you evidence around you to prove the new belief, even if you don't yet believe it fully, but at least you're trying to, and you're being it until you become it, because you're saying, I believe I am worthy of financial freedom. I believe I'm worthy of abundance. I believe I'm worthy of moving out of corporate America into my own thing. I believe I'm worthy of building this business up to a 9-figure empire. I believe I'm worthy of, etc. If you can put that new belief thought process into your subconscious mind, then your reticular activating system in your brain will show you that evidence around you and opportunities, events, and people and places to show it's real. And you'll be surprised. You'll be like, wow, so much opportunity around me. The secret is, it was always there. The opportunity was always there, but you just see it with different eyes.
I love that. That's so good. The opportunity was always there. You just see it from different eyes. That's the new mantra. The opportunity is always there. See it from different eyes. Fire. Well, Natasha, thanks so much. Guys, if you're listening, you haven't got your ticket, tickets are selling out fast. D2DCon.com, January 13th through the 15th. Do not miss this. It's going to be something you guys are going to definitely want to be a part of. And we're so honored and blessed to have somebody like Natasha show up and just blow our minds, literally melt our minds, shovel it up, put it back in our heads and say, good luck, team, let's go. And so I'm so grateful for our relationship, and I look forward to continuing to deepen that. So I'll let you go. And guys, like, share, and subscribe to this. This is definitely one of many that are going to be coming of some of the keynotes. So make sure to stay tuned for our next episodes. See ya.